Welcome to this tutorial where I'm going to review the formatting that your cyber safety report should have. Now, this is a digital footprint report that one of my students did last year. So this is a different topic, but it will have a visual for you of the formatting that you should have. Okay, you should have your last name and the page number in the top right corner of the heading. At the top left, you should have your first name, teacher name, class name, and date. The date should be in military style. Your title should be centered, and as you look, you'll notice that the entire report from top to bottom, from the name at the top all the way to the works cited at the bottom, everything is double spaced. Okay, so if yours doesn't look like this in terms of spacing, then you can hit select the entire document with your mouse, or you can do Control A as in all, and you can go ahead and check your line spacing, and it should be double. Okay, everything should be double, and if it is, then you will do well on that part of the formatting. Okay, make sure it's all double, even your works cited. Okay, one thing I've seen some kids forgetting to do is to indent your paragraph, so you have to hit the tab key on your keyboard at the beginning of each paragraph. Of course, your report should have 5 paragraphs. This was a different assignment, so it only has 3 that were required. And your report will not have a table. This was, again, a different assignment. But the same formatting is what I'm having you look at. Now, another thing I've noticed some kids doing is some of you are hitting the enter key 2 times after the paragraph, 1, 2. But what happens is you end up having a quadruple space. Right here, that big, huge gap is quadruple space. And that is not the proper format. You need to make sure you just hit it 1 time and then tab in, and that will separate the 2 paragraphs. The indent will, so you'll know it's a new paragraph. It doesn't need that extra spacing. Once you finish composing your report, of course, your works cited should be on a separate page of the document. So what I had you guys do is at the end of your report, I had you hit Control Enter, and then that is what gave you the page break and pushed you down to another page. Just make sure, again, the works cited is centered at the top of the citation. You're required to have at least 3 resources cited on your report, and you'll notice the format of his works cited. This is what's known as a hanging indent. So this is the opposite of what your paragraphs look like. So on a works cited, rather than indenting the first line, you actually, the first line is going to be on the left margin, and then the other lines of the citation will be indented. So you'll see he has 3 separate citations, and in order to get that look, all you got to do is hit the enter key at the end of each line and then indent by hitting the tab key. And that will give you that hanging indent look that is required on a works cited. One last thing is that the citation should actually be in alphabetical order. So I just noticed that this one is not. So I'm going to cut that citation and I'm going to move that at the top, because in reality that was a mistake. Okay, we should have the D, then the I, then the Y. So now we have his citations are they are in alphabetical order. You'll see that I went in and I clicked on the link to remove it. That's not a big deal if you have a link there. It was just kind of bugging me. But anyways, again, works cited, alphabetized, hanging indent, the word centered at the top. Everything should be double spaced. And you have your header with your last name first and page number, and then your heading, and 5 paragraphs about cyber safety. So again, review the requirements as needed, and thank you for watching this little tutorial.